Hi folks, this is Amaral again. We're here for tutorial number 3 on the Achievements Guide to Minecraft. Today we're going to be going over two different achievements. We're going to start here with acquiring hardware, which requires us to get iron ore and smelt it into an iron ingot. And then we'll follow it over here to diamonds. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I really get into the achievements, let me just show you that I've done some improvements to the world around me since I've been off camera. See, my house is a lot bigger than we had before. Before we had just this teeny little 9 square house with a bed and a box and a furnace and whatnot. Obviously, it's quite a bit bigger this time. I've got a whole bunch of boxes around my room. Having a lot of boxes is usually a nice thing. It allows you to be organized a lot better. Over here in this box, we actually have all of my wood and different materials that I've been collecting. Dirt and stone, sand, and I also have some extra boxes, a furnace, and a crafting table that I'll be using a little bit later in the tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and grab the wood because we're going to be making some stuff. Over in this box I have drops that I've been collecting from monsters as I've been killing them. This box is going to be carrying all of my tools. The box over here by my bed, which is usually where I keep this one, is going to be carrying all of my armor and weapons. This box has my farming and all of my food. I keep those next to my bed, one with the single, one with the double, so that I have enough space and I can quickly locate those things when I need them. If you die and you need to go running out to grab your stuff again because it's close enough to you, usually you've died because of a monster or something. You're going to want to be able to take some food, some armor, and some weapons with you, so it's nice to just be able to turn around, grab it out of the box, and run out the door. I've also got 2 furnaces now so that we can be smelting a lot of iron at the same time. If we come to that, and I've got a little bit of charcoal in each of them here. And that is everything inside the house, but I'm going to go ahead and make some labels for these boxes so that I don't forget. Playing so many different games, you tend to kind of forget which boxes are where when you switch worlds. So I made myself some sticks here out of my planks. And we're going to go ahead and make some signs. You make a sign first by having a stick in this bottom center square in your crafting table, and then filling the top 6 with planks. Now I need a total of 6 signs at least, or 5 signs at least, so I'm going to go ahead and do this twice. I'm going to shift click. Since I have enough materials to make 2 sets of signs, it'll make 2 and leave 10 sticks here, giving me a total of 6 signs, 3 for each one. I'm going to go ahead and place these signs up above my chests here so I can label them. This is my materials, building materials. Hey Alice, there we go. I hope that's spelled right. If not, well, this is only on the internet and everybody can see it. This is monster drops. Done. Tools. Weapons. And armor. Oh, there we go. Hope that's spelled right too. And farming and food. That go ahead and leaves me 1 sign left over, which we're going to go ahead and place right here. I'm going to say mining cave ahead and canyon to the left. I found a canyon earlier so that I could make this tutorial that's going to be able to help us find some of the resources, and I'm going to be making my mining cave right through this door. This is the cave we made earlier and lit up. I just put a door on it for a little bit of safety and protection. You can also see that my farm is considerably larger than it was before, and I actually have some wheat here that's ready to be grown or picked, so I'm going to go ahead and harvest this while I'm here. It's usually a good thing whenever you walk past your farm to just harvest it and replant. That way you have a continuous supply of food. in this kind of configuration, food can actually take quite a bit of time to grow, so you might as well be grabbing it while you can. The best configuration for wheat is to actually have a single row of planted seeds with empty but farmed land on either side. So you want to till it with your hoe, but leave it empty of seeds. That gives you the fastest growing rate for your wheat. But I'm not too worried about my wheat. There's quite a bit here. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant the whole thing. I also have fishing if I need it. And I know there's hundreds of pigs still around me, so I am not worried about food for any reason at this point. I can go ahead and make some more bread here. And I'm going to go ahead and keep the bread, but I'll leave the wheat here so that I have plenty of food with me as I go on this adventure. You can also see I've cleared out a lot of the area of trees. The tree that I started in was just sitting over there. Kind of sad that I was cutting it down, and then I realized it was the tree that I got stuck in, and it was a sad deal, but okay, I'm over it. Let's go ahead and go over to our canyon. You can see, oh, I haven't grabbed my tools yet. I have a few tools on me, but I'm going to be wanting quite a few more tools than that before I'm done here. So I'm going to grab these pickaxes out and my shovel. I've got a sword made of stone this time for a little bit of protection. It's quite a bit better than the wood sword that I had earlier. And I'm going to follow this trail of torches I made over to my canyon. Alright, so here's the canyon. You can see it's rather deep. Oh, and I'm getting shot at already. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know if I can even reach him from where I'm at. That's going to be a problem. So, we're going to have to find a way to get rid of that skeleton. So our second level of combat, I wasn't even planning on doing this, but we're going to do it anyway. I've killed some skeletons before, and I've actually grabbed some arrows from them. So we're going to, with some of these items we've got, make a bow so we can kill that skeleton from across the canyon. A bow is made with string and sticks. You need 3 string down one side, and the sticks in this greater than sign right next to it. I believe this can be reversed. Yes, it can. It can be reversed, just like most of your recipes. But there we have a bow. I got 5 arrows. We can go get rid of that skeleton so we can safely do our tutorial standing on the edge of the cliff. You can tell it's nighttime. It's going to be dark. That's why I have these torches up to kind of fend off monsters. Oh, and there's our luck. The skeleton disappeared. Oh well, at least we know how to make a bow. Back to the canyon. You can see the canyon's really deep. Canyons will very often end up getting lots of mobs spawned inside of them. Sorry, I'm flipping around to make sure that I don't get attacked by mobs from behind while I'm talking. But canyons are really good for resources. They usually go really deep, and you can see here right on the side of the wall there's some iron, or it kind of looks like stone with some brownish, grayish, tannish chunks in it. And down there you can see some coal, which looks the same except with black chunks. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm prepared enough to really go down there, and I don't want to take the time in the tutorial to dig down. We're lucky enough that there's actually a cave right here. You can't see it very well, but I actually ran around and went inside. And caves are another really good source of ore. We do have a slight problem. Running around could take a really long time, and if we're going to be going back and forth between this cave a lot, we're going to want a quick route. Also, I can't quite reach those blocks. You see they're not highlighting. These ones are close enough. They're highlighting as I get to them, but they're a little bit too high up. So I'm going to want to make a bridge to get across the canyon to the cave, but I can't quite reach. So what we're going to do is an awesome technique called backwards building, or reverse building. And the key to this is your shift key, the sneaky key. And you need to remember while you're doing this to not let go of your shift key and not enter your inventory. If you enter your inventory, your sneaking comes off and you'll fall. You also kind of want to make sure there's no monsters around you, because if they hit you while you're sneaking, you're also going to fall off this edge. But what we're going to do is we're going to sneak, holding down that shift key the whole time, all the way out to the edge. And then we're going to turn around backward. This is why it's called reverse building. We're going to build our bridge backward because now, as we look down, we can see this face of the block, allowing us to place a block directly underneath us. And then we can go ahead and hold the backward key and continue placing blocks out all the way across the canyon. To make this even more secure, I'm going to make sure that we're not going to be pushed off this canyon wall very easy. So I'm just going to put some walls up on either side of this bridge. Also, I'm still sneaking this entire time because I don't want to accidentally fall off, because I tend to do things like that. So until I know that my bridge is safe, I've been sneaking that whole time. But now I know that unless I jump up there, I'm not going to be falling off. There's some zombies over there. They're far enough away, we're not going to worry about them. Same with that creeper who's standing right there. Go ahead and go into the cave. Grab our pickaxe to get through any stone. We're going to use our shovel to get through any dirt, gravel we run into. And I also have a whole bunch of torches here, because when you go into a cave, there's always going to be monsters. And we're going to light up the cave as we go in. There's a general rule in Minecraft about mining safety. Number 1 is never dig straight up. Number 2 is never dig straight down. You never know when there's going to be something above you that's going to be able to fall on you, like gravel or sand, or lava. And you never know if below you there's lava or a giant hole. So you always make sure that you're mining at least 1 block away from where you're standing. The second rule is navigation. You can get lost in caves very easy. So most Minecrafters follow what's called the right-hand rule. Whenever you place a torch, you put it on the right-hand wall. That way, when you're standing in a cave, if you put the torches on your right-hand side, you're going into the cave. If you put the torches on your left-hand side, you're exiting the cave. So over here on my right-hand side of the wall, I'm going to be placing my torches as I go in. I also have my finger ready to grab my sword in case I run into any mobs. I can also scroll between my torches and my sword. It's only 1 click here, with them being in the 1 position and the 9 position. So I'm going to go ahead and be careful as I walk into the cave, because I don't have any armor or protection. But once I've lit it up, I'm pretty safe inside. Unless a mob randomly walks across my bridge and walks down here and finds me, I'm going to be okay. We've come to a little crossroads here. And we're not entirely sure which way we're going to go. I'm probably going to go down, because it looks like this goes back up to the surface. But we also, while we're in this cave system, want to know which direction we came from. There's a couple different strategies to tell which way you came from. My favorite, because you're going to be finding plenty of coal to make more torches, is you put 2 torches on the ground, not on the wall, on the ground, in the hallway that you came from. That way, when I come back to this intersection, I can look and see, well, okay, there's 2 torches on the ground there, and I can see a torch is on the right-hand side wall over here, so I must have come from that direction, and I know how to get back out. We can see here there's some coal, so we're going to go ahead and grab our pickaxe. Remember, to mine coal, unlike stone, you have to have a stone pickaxe or better. A wood pickaxe will not yield any coal from it. So we'll use our stone pickaxe here. You can see as you mine coal, you get experience, and you can pick up some coal. So now that I have some coal, I'm not going to have to make more charcoal from my wood blocks, which means I'm getting a lot of fuel source right now. Coal is very, very common. You can walk into a cave and walk out with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of coal. So rule number 1 is don't dig up, rule number 2 is don't dig down, rule number 3 is keep your torches on the right-hand side. Rule number 4 is light up any cave you make. So I just dug out all of this. I want to make sure that there's plenty of light back here, that no mobs are going to be able to spawn where I would normally think was safe. If I were to leave this dark, I could potentially have a mob spawn in here, and I could be running back and forth saying, oh, my cave's all nice and safe. And mob spawns, he comes running out, creeper explodes and kills me. That's not a good thing. So always light up your own caves. I'm getting a little hungry down here. Keep my eye on my hunger here. And I'm going to go ahead and eat some fish here to bring my hunger back up, so that I'm good to go. I'm not going to be starving anytime soon. Let's go ahead and finish off this side of this cave, because I know it comes to the surface here. Yep, There it is. And, oh, there's a pig inside the cave. Hello, piggy. I'm going to continue to be using my right-hand rule as I walk around this cave to make sure that I light it up all the way to the end. And one of the easiest ways to clean out or finish spelunking is called a light and clean technique. This is done by lighting up the cave as far as you can all the way to the end of the cave, and then as you walk back you clean it, or mine out everything that you can. Sometimes you'll run into an epic cave system, in which case the right hand rule has a second portion to it, and that right hand rule is you always take the upper branch or the right hand branch before any others. So if I were to come, I actually just broke the rule because I wanted to go finish this cave side, but if I were to come to this entrance, the rule says always take the upper branch or the right hand branch. So if there was a third branch going up, that I would take that one first, and then as I came back, the next one I would go is to the right, which what this allows you to do, first of all, mobs will jump out of you from above, so you want to go ahead and clean out what's above you first so that you know you can walk underneath safely. And then by continually going right, eventually if I turn right and right and right and right and right, I'll reach an end, and as I come back I'll start making what it would be the second right. So if I had gone down this cave and finished everything, gotten to the end, come back, well, as I come back to this intersection, my new right would be this way, and I'd keep following it until I got to the end, and then I'd come back. You know you finished a cave system when all the rights eventually take you back to the beginning. Epic cave systems are something that you might want to be wary of when you're a beginner. Hopefully this isn't one. That canyon was nearby, which makes me kind of think there might be a lot of cave here. Now, there's this coal here. I'm not going to touch the coal because I'm going to clean it as I come out. I'm going to be heading towards the end of the cave, which actually it looks like the end of the cave is right here. I'm going to come down and light it up. Here we go. And we're lucky. Here's some iron right here. There was also some more iron up there. We're at the end of the cave, so we'll go ahead and clean the cave out, taking all of this iron with us. And this cave will be finished once we finish cleaning out this end. Light up this so that we don't get any monsters coming back. Here's some more iron. Iron usually comes in veins of 8. It's a 2x2x2 block. So I actually lucked out a little bit. I got 5 out of that first one. There's, or not 5, 9. There's a 2x2 and then that one extra sitting back there. And there's another 4, so I got 13 total. And now I can take this coal with me also. And you can see we're going up levels here. I was at level 5 and I'm almost at level 8 now. And all I've really done is mine. You can see mining is very good for levels. I haven't explained what levels are good for yet. We'll get to that in a later tutorial, because we can't actually use our levels for anything yet. Alright, that's all the coal. We'll go ahead and light up that cave. Oh, you know what? I never lit up this one. There. Okay, there's one last rule to cave navigation, and that is called blocking. I know I've finished this entire branch of the cave, and I don't want to get lost and end up going back in there again. So what I'm going to do, because you can get wood pretty fast, and it looks completely different from anything else that you'll ever find in the cave system, I usually put a plank of wood in the face of a branch. That way I know, okay, that branch is done, there's nothing down there for me to get, I'll never have to walk back down there again. I also know that this side is done, so I can go ahead and block that off. And that means the entire cave system is finished, because as I come down I can't go off in any branches. I know they're already done. And this cave is now completely used up. There's no reason to ever come back in this cave again. So I'll put a double block in front of it to block it, mark it. I also know there's a second entrance to this cave. Um, I could come in here and say, oh, let's go ahead and mark that off at the other end. But the thing is, there's already a torch here. So if I were to for some reason come up here and be lost and not know where I'm going, I could come up to this and be like, oh, there's a torch. It's on the left-hand side. This must be the end of a cave. Of course, if I'm lost, I'm probably going to go, oh, well, that means I came in this cave somewhere else. And I'm going to go into the cave and I'm going to run through the cave to get to my exit. And I'll be able to use all my regular navigation. Oh, I'm at a crossroads. There's the two torches. That's the direction I want to go. And I'd be able to use the cave to actually get home safely. Okay, so that's the end of our first type of mining. I call it spelunking. Again, spelunking can be dangerous if the caves start getting really big and really deep. So be careful spelunking. Because you're brand new at the game, I don't suggest you do too much of it until you have become really good at navigating and being able to fight off monsters and have some good weapons and armor. Back into our house, we'll go ahead and get rid of some of the stuff that we've been carrying around. We'll get rid of the seeds. We'll go ahead and turn that wheat into bread. And I don't need quite that much food, so I'll leave a little bit of it here. I don't think I'll be needing these planks for a little bit, so I'll go ahead and put those away also. We've got our iron here, so we'll go ahead and cook our iron. We'll take half of it and put it in one furnace. We'll take the other half, put it in the other furnace. And now it's going to actually smelt our iron into ingots. Remember, we have to have a fuel source. So I'll go ahead and take this coal and split it in half. Why is my coal not stacking? That's really weird. It's only stacking in stacks of 28. Oh, duh. This is coal. This is charcoal. Coal and charcoal don't stack on top of each other. That's why it won't do it. I don't need that charcoal anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and just take it and turn it all into torches. Now I'm never going to have to try stacking coal on top of charcoal again, because I don't have the charcoal. That was such a blonde moment. I'm not blonde, I promise you. I'll go ahead and keep these sticks, these planks, and take this wood with me. Because when I go into our next cave, I'm going to be wanting to be able to block off exits again, make more torches as I find coal, etc. It may not look like too much wood, but remember each of these is actually 4 planks. So there's actually 20 planks sitting here plus another 3. I've got 23 planks sitting on me. It's quite a bit of wood for any small cave that you're going to be going into. Alright, there's our achievement, acquiring hardware with our iron. You can see we still got some fuel burning here, and our furnace is still on. If I were to actually get rid of all these torches here, it would still be light in here because our torch produces light, or our furnace is producing light. This can be an emergency light if for some reason you can't find any other way to light up your house. You can throw resources inside your furnace. Okay, well, with that ready, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some better tools with our iron. There's some new tools that we can go ahead and make with this that we weren't able to make before. We're going to want an iron pickaxe and an iron shovel, for sure. So here I have a shape for an iron pickaxe with some extra in here. If I click it once, I get my iron pickaxe, but now I still have enough to make my shovel. So I kind of preempted that in my head to make sure that I was going to have the tools I need. Now, iron is considerably better than stone. It goes a lot faster, and it lasts a lot longer. So I'm going to go ahead and ditch all these stone items right now, and just keep that iron on me for a little while. Also, we can go ahead and make a tool called shears, which is 2 iron bars diagonal from each other, and a bucket, which is going to be a V. What shears and buckets are useful for are some nice little unique things. Buckets obviously are to pick things up. Here we have some water. I'm going to actually want to take some of this water with me. So I'm going to pick it up with my bucket. I don't want to pick that water up though, because it'll turn into flowing water. I'm going to go ahead and grab it from right here. There we go. And I'm going to want 2 buckets of water, so let me go make another bucket. I'll go fill it up also. And buckets can also carry lava, if you ever find lava. Shears are useful if you ever decide that you need a lot of wool. So here's a sheep that's running around. Before we were killing the sheep to get the wool out of them, but then we lose the sheep. Shears you can use to actually take off the wool. The sheep stays alive, and eventually it will grow its wool back. You can continue to harvest wool from the sheep without killing it. Also, you notice that I got 2 wool off of the sheep. Using shears, you can get anywhere between 1 and 3 blocks of wool from it. While killing a sheep, you can get 0 to 2. So shears are considerably more useful than killing a sheep if for some reason you need lots of wool. There's going to be another tool that we'll be making by the end of this tutorial, but I don't quite have the resources for it yet. So I'm sure we'll find some, and when that time comes, we'll go ahead and show you. One more piece of navigation before we run down into our cave. If you hit your F3 button on your keyboard, it comes up with this awesome little display on your screen. And this can be used for navigation. One thing you want to do once you've built your house is to actually stand in the middle of your house and then write down the coordinates. Your coordinates, sorry, I have to turn on the menu to point this out, are located right here, this X, Y, and Z. And you could look at these first few numbers, that's okay, but the second number that's in parentheses is the one that you really want to write down. I'm going to go ahead and write mine down right now on a piece of paper in front of me. My X is -105, my Z is 249, and my Y is a 70. You see that it's on the Y, it says 69.000, and then there's parentheses and it says feet position, and then it has a number and then eyes position. You're 2 blocks high, and so it's giving me both my feet and head position, and I want the feet position, so I'm going to actually write down the 69 there. So I know exactly where my feet are standing when I'm standing in the middle of my house. Now if I ever get lost and I need to find my house again, I can turn on that F3 and start walking until I can bring myself back to those coordinates. Also, you'll see there's this F beneath the Z. That F stands for facing, and the value is 0. 0 is south. So now when we are standing outside, this direction is south. The door of my house is facing south. That way is north. East would be towards my farm, and west would be towards the lake that's up here. You can use that to help navigate also. Second reason I showed you this is our next achievement that we're going for is diamonds. We need to acquire some diamonds with our iron tools. And diamonds only occur at a certain level on the map. It's nighttime, so I'm not going to stand outside and get killed while I'm doing this. With our Y position here, iron starts spawning at sea level and lower. Sea level is 64 blocks high, 64 blocks above the ground. So we're slightly above sea level here. We're at 69, so we're 5 blocks above sea level. Coal can be found above that point, just about as high as you can go. So coal is very, very numerous. Iron, once you go down a little bit. But diamond, you only start finding diamond on the 16th block from the bottom of the map. And so we're very high and very far away from any diamond. We are going to have to dig down to at least 16 before we're going to be running into any diamond. I'm actually going to take myself all the way down to position number 10 by mining here in just a moment, because we'll be able to find a lot of diamonds between 10, 11, 12, and 13, which would be what we could see. If 10's below us and we're standing on 11, our head's in 12, and then 13 is above us, we're going to be able to find a lot more diamonds a lot faster.